Well, here we are, folks. I felt like I should make another video on the overlanding trucks versus SUV topic. There was a few other things that I thought of, so I went ahead and figured I'd go ahead and make this video. Um, so yeah. So this is not number one. I guess you can call this a continuation. You can call this number 8, or you can just call it, this is just more reasons. So another thing I was thinking about was cargo safety and anti-theft with the SUV. Everything is inside the vehicle and locked down. So unless somebody breaks your window out and or uses some sort of pry bar or some sort of um, you know, Slim Jim or Slim Jimmy or whatever the hell they call them, and pries your door open, gets the lock open. They're not really, uh, they got to have some balls for that. So now with the pickup, everything is outside of the vehicle for the most part. I've seen some guys with those tactical rails with all their gear mounted to the rails, and I mean, anybody, you go to Walmart or anybody could walk by and try and snatch something up off your truck, because it is exposed. So that's one of the things that for me it was a big factor, having exposed cargo or non-exposed cargo. Personally, everything in here is hidden under my bed platform, and so not only is it not exposed in the elements out in the open, but it's also concealed under a platform that is just flush with the back windows. So, and it's actually lower than the back windows. So um, that was one of the big reasons, for me. It's especially, I see a lot of guys, they got thousands of dollars in gear, and it's like, for me, the SUV wins in that department because it just comes down to exposed versus non-exposed gear. You know what I mean? Like, so there's actually a F250 or F2350 up the street. I may drive by and show you guys. Actually, I might go ahead and get a clip of that and show you guys what I mean. I'm sure you guys know what I mean, but I mean, you will see. This truck is decked out, straight up. Survival. I mean, he's got water, the water containers, gasoline, roof rack with the full-size spare 20-inch rims. He's got like 35, 37s, or 38-inch tires or some shit. Big old lift kit. Everything's just exposed. Now, it is in a nice neighborhood. So, but that's not to say that, somebody may come by. You know what I mean? I see people out here all the time. Sometimes when I work night shifts and I get off at midnight, especially on the garbage week. There's people that drive around this neighborhood and walk around here, and they go from garbage can to garbage can or recycling bin, and they're looking for cans and plastic water bottles. And the dude was he's actually rummaging through ours here a couple weeks ago, and actually this is earlier this week when the garbage came, and I snuck up on him. I got within like 3 to 5 feet of him, and I was like, he had the whole recycling bin cleared out. He's like, oh, yeah, startled the shit out of him too. I was like, yeah, I don't mind, man. I just want to make sure you don't leave a bunch of shit all over my driveway. I prefer that you put everything back in there. And he's, oh, how long you been here? I'm like, oh, a while. I watched you go around the block. That's how I first seen you. I could hear you digging through, a couple houses down the garbage, So, and so, I'm just saying, people do that, they're damn near on your property, so who's to say that they're not looking at everything else, especially in these neighborhoods around here where I live at. People are really nosy, and it's not a friendly thing either. Like, they just stare and like look at everything you got, and it kind of sucks because I got a corner house, so we're not allowed to have fences along the roadway in a corner lot. But anyways, the other thing was sleeping space preferences. Now, I've had quite a few pickups. My first one was a Silverado regular cab. I would never think about sleeping in that thing. Long box. That was a 2001 Silverado. Then I got a GMC Jimmy SUV again for, I'm 6 foot plus. So anybody that's 6 foot plus, all these vehicles that I've owned, I know it's not a comfortable sleep if you ever had to. So I had a GMC Jimmy. It was a 2000. It was a two-door. Again, to try and overland that thing is so small. You'd have to be a guy that's under 5'8" or whatever. Like there's no way. And then, so for my Jimmy, I went to a GMC Sierra. It was also, I believe, it was a 2001, and that was an extended cab. Just not enough room. You sleep along a bench seat like that, and it's just not enough room, and you can't stretch out and be comfortable. You are not going to get a good night's sleep like you do in a rig like this. It's just not going to happen. And then I had a 2013 Jeep Wrangler JK. Again, to overland that, definitely no room on the inside for a tall guy to sleep. So you'd have to get a roof rack or a rooftop tent, or just a ground tent or something like that. You wouldn't be able to be in the vehicle. So that wouldn't work. Then I had a 2004 Ram Hemi quad cab, going back and forth between the Midwest. I slept at a rest area in that thing one night. I was trying to make it all the way there, 24-hour drive, and about Montana somewhere. I had to sleep. I just was tired. Roads are really icy. So you definitely don't want to be traveling in a really, in conditions like that with low amount of sleep. So that, I slept across the bench, and again, you can't stretch your legs out, so you're not going to get a nice, comfortable, good night's sleep, which is important for the next day, especially if you do hard work like I do. So, sleeping preferences. Now, here's another one, urban scenarios. I see a lot of guys on YouTube, they pull up in their pickup and, they'll go for a walk, and then they will come back to the vehicle when it gets dark and then hop in the back. And then they're up by, 5:30, 6:30 before the sun's up, and then they take off. Now, you can do that, but still, there's always somebody in the neighborhood watching. People are looking out their windows. You think nobody's home? People are home. People get cameras. So, I like the SUV because it's a little more stealth. I don't have to get out and go for a walk and then come back when it's dark and do all that, so I like that for that. Two other points I wanted to make here, and that is mid-size versus full-size SUVs. Now, this comes down to a height thing, how tall you are. If I was shorter, trust me, I probably would have bought something like a 4Runner. That's what I wanted, or another Jeep. But again, it comes down to that thing where I'm just a little too tall to be comfortable in that. So I'd have to be outside of the vehicle to get a good night's sleep, and for me, that wasn't what I was looking for. So for me, a taller dude, so I went with the full-size SUV. Plus, I have a lot of experience with this platform. I know about these LS engines and these GMs working on them, and it offers me a lot of room, a lot of space. I'm used to, to the gas mileage, so to me, that's a trade-off I'm willing to accept. Now, some people in urban situations or, in more rural situations, they still want a smaller size SUV, and if you can get away with that and you're comfortable, I say go for it. But those are just things you have to consider. How much gear do you have? Um, are you a tall ass person? Because you're gonna, like some people, they sleep out of cars. I could not do that. No way. No way. I've seen big old dudes hop out of the Walmart parking lot, hop out of their Jetta, sleeping sideways in the back seat, hops out with his shorts on. Dude's at least, 6 foot plus, but he's a good 250, 300 pounds. Hops out of a brand new Jetta in the Walmart parking lot and is, just no stealth or nothing. And I'm just like, I don't know how a guy could do it, man. I couldn't be comfortable in something like that. Just to drive some new flashy car, brand new Volkswagen something. Those little, I think they're MK4s or Golf GTI, or it's those new little quick fuckers that I see around here. So my last thing is all-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive. Now, all-wheel drive is great. That's all good and stuff like that, but it depends how much you're going to be, off-roading, how capable you are of using the systems. Me personally, I prefer a four-wheel drive. I'm in two-wheel drive unless I need four-wheel drive. So that helps save gas, it helps wear and tear in the vehicle, and it gives you that option. You can select when you want it. All-wheel drive is all-wheel drive. It means all-time all-wheel drive. All the wheels are working, so that takes more energy. There's more parts to worry about. You're just more wear and tear because the parts are always having to go. And you're not going to be set as well as I will be off-road. Like if you're doing rock crawling and shit, I don't think all-wheel drive's what you want, Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure people do it, Subies and stuff like that, but I think four-wheel drive is probably more of the platform I would lean towards. I think all-wheel drive would be great for a good commuter car, but if you plan on any kind of off-roading, trails, shit like that, I think four-wheel drive is a better option. The less electronics, the better. If you can get a manual 4 on the floor, or just manual four-wheel drive selector that's in the floor, like some of the older pickups I've had, I think that's better than having push button on the fly four-wheel drive. So those are a few other things I wanted to cover. Really, that's all I got. I just feel like I needed to update that. I'm sure there's some other things that I forgot again too. But stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. Any kind of feedback you got, drop that in the comments. If you guys want to, debate it, and I'm definitely all ears. I want to hear what other people have to say. I'm trying to engage other people and put my ideas up and my reasoning on why I think that that's the best. So again, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys checking it out. OSX, Overland Survival Expedition. Later.